Welcome back. Severe storms tore through parts of Morgan County yesterday. In Decatur, a tree came crashing down on a duplex, forcing people out of their home. Our Ken McCoy has the latest on the damage and the recovery efforts now underway.
On the 500 block of 5th Avenue Southwest, cleanup efforts are just getting underway. A tree toppled by yesterday's storms came crashing down on a duplex, crushing part of the building. Wesley, who owns the property, didn't want to appear on camera, but tells us everyone is okay. 2 people were inside the home when the tree fell. They weren't hurt and are now staying with family. Wesley says he wasn't at the property when the storm hit. He is now working with multiple agencies to begin the cleanup and assess the full extent of the damage. And those agencies say this storm stood out from others in recent memory.
It wasn't like most of the systems that we see, and that, may be why we had more damage than we see at other times. I know there's been some talk, or some people talk about like maybe something touched down or something like that. We haven't seen any of that.
Jonathan Warner with the Morgan County EMA says those winds caused damage to more than a dozen structures across the area.
Morgan County reports are still coming in, but we're looking right now around 20 structures that had trees on them. Had a few structures with some roof damage from the.
Joe Holmes with Decatur Utility says this latest round of storms should be a reminder to stay prepared.
This has been a very active spring so far, and we're still in spring. So there's, whatever's happening, we're having a lot of these events come through. We've been lucky so far. We haven't been hit really hard, but sometimes we get lulled to sleep and we don't pay as much attention to the warnings and watches that come out. And so I would just encourage everybody to be alert. Hopefully we'll have a pretty weekend, but the next time a system comes through, just make sure you're staying tuned to your source of getting weather updates and have that outage kit ready.
Both say cleanup times will vary, but they're hopeful to have everything restored within a week. In Morgan County, Ken McCoy, Fox 54 News.
Morgan County EMA says they are still in the process of assessing total damage in the area, but residents can report damage to their homes online or the Morgan County EMA map. It's also been a rough day across the Joe Wheeler electric service area. The storm left behind snap poles, trees on lines, and other damage, and that slowed down restoration just a bit. Crews have been working through the night, doing everything they can to get the lights back on.
It was sort of an unusual storm. I can't say in the 21 years I've worked here that I've seen one, we're getting down to the smaller outages. Where it kind of gets to be a little bit slow because you may only be picking up, 4 or 5 customers. So we're kind of at the tail end of that.
At last check, Joe Wheeler is reporting they're down to 9 outages across Lawrence and Morgan counties.